Tom Show, Tom Show, Tom Show. Hey everyone, we are live for real. How's it feel to be live, Kevin?
This is awesome. I've been waiting for this for a while, ever since I found out about the Tom Show, actually.
Awesome. I'm going to do my advertisement right at the beginning because I did it at the end last time, and just want to get through this real quick. Cole from the Giant Draft Gang NFT, he's going to give 100 NFTs to people that he's going to create that's special for the Tom Show. I'm getting a little bit of feedback from your computer. I think it's doubling back into your mic. So you might want to turn me down a little bit.
How's that?
I think that's a lot better. I hear you perfectly, and I'm not popping up. So appreciate
Perfect.
that. The Giant Draft Gang is a budding project coming out of Southern Ohio. We got a lot of Southern Ohio and Ohio people in our friends group. It is a 3-person team that aims to bring light to the lesser-known fact that in Africa, giraffes are poached too, mainly for their tails. With that said, they're committed to donating 10% of their secondary sales to the World Wildlife Fund, who are overseas battling poaching of precious animals across the globe. The community is built on inclusivity and welcomes all users regardless of sexual orientation, religion, language, or beliefs. Really, they just want everyone's money. Tom also wants everyone's money. It doesn't care where it comes from. Clean, dirty, bloody, it doesn't matter. Just send it my way. They aim to help relieve the NFT space of gaslighting and hatred that has started to take on the root in the space and are big on putting in the work to get the recognition we all deserve. They hope you consider joining the herd. Really nice people. Small community right now. They're really working hard. I just became friends with them, and they were actually looking for a social media manager. And I told them, since you're partnering with me and I love you so much already, I don't want you as my boss. So I'm just going to share the information. Yeah. It's like, I would love to see. I talked to Cole. He's the guy. And he's like, I'm never going to pay you, Tom, to be a social media manager, because I kept like teasing him. And then this week he's like, well, the other guy wants me to do it. I was like, I'll help you guys find one. I know some people. But since, you guys are my buddies, I don't want to work for you. So, Kevin, why don't you tell everyone about yourself? Let's get into it.
Yeah, I'm Kevin. I live out here in New Jersey. As everyone knows that's been following me, I'm doing the Polar Plunge for my 12th year, I think. So that's kind of my big drive this time of year, always doing the Polar Bear. I got back into collecting about 2 years ago or so. I just randomly picked up some packs. I was like, you know what? It'd be cool if I bought a couple packs of cards and got some Yankee cards every year and like make a collection for my kids. Well, that became, this is fun. I forgot how fun it was to open cards.
Yeah.
And this is like early 2019. Because I had stopped like late 90s-ish collecting. But I'd buy a pack or two every year for the heck of it. I was like, oh, this is fun. Kind of miss doing this. And then I came across like all of card Twitter, and I was like, oh, this is a whole big like community of people that are ripping cards and trading cards. I'm like, this is kind of fun. And it's kind of spiraled out of control since then.
Yeah, it has for me too. I'm almost at 3,000 followers.
That's awesome.
I don't like to do a lot of those, like get me to however many followers, but when it's every 1,000 followers and you're not above 10,000 followers or 20,000, it's a big deal. 3,000 is a big number, So when I woke up this morning and I was at 2,906, I was like, hey, I'm going to try to go for that 3K. So
I think you hit it, right?
I don't know. I took a nap and I rolled out of bed 5 minutes ago, Kev. This is how prepared Tom is for the Tom Show. Almost every single night I'm taking a nap, lying in bed. I look at my phone. I'm like, oh, I got a show.
That's why you look so refreshed.
I strap up like Rambo does, put on my gear, and I go to work and we crush it.
I love it.
Kev, you and I have known each other for like 2 years on Card Twitter. We've been hanging out in the group. You're one of the nicest people, sweet, kind, You always kind of checking in every now and then, which I appreciate. So tell me, like, is that something you do for everyone, or you just do it for me because I'm pretty?
I mean, you are, but that's besides the point. No, I mean, I just try to be nice to everyone. There's a lot of negative stuff in the world, and if I could just be nicer to one more person, maybe it changes things for them. So, just how I am. I try to be nice. I try to keep in touch with as many people as I can.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard, but I do my best. But I'm always willing to listen to anyone.
Yeah, and I am too. I think that's why we get along so well.
I
And
think so too.
you've reached out to me when I was down, and what was it like? Last year it was flooding, right? You had some flooding happen in New Jersey there, and
Yeah, we had a little flood in the basement. That was fun. It busted out the basement window. That was a blast. Thankfully, I couldn't get a window company to come out for one window. One of my friends was like,
so
"No,
I
we're
busted out others.
Yeah, I should have. That's what I should have done. There's only one window there, so one of my friends was like, "No, we're going to Home Depot, and this is what we're gonna do." And then one Saturday morning, we installed a window in like 45 minutes. I'm like, "Oh, this is
Yeah.
easy."
I am terrible by myself at crafts like that. I'm a very good helper. Like my brother, he does all kinds of carpentry stuff,
Right.
siding, he's done roofing, he's done HVAC. I can't do any of that stuff, but if I'm with him, I can hand him the right tool.
That's important. That's important.
So, or hold things level. I'm actually good at that. I noticed you got two adorable little gray spots in your beard, and I'm just like,
I know.
I'm trying to find, like, if you guys could see, I don't know which side it is. I have like a sweet gray patch somewhere that's kind of like that. What's it like getting old and starting to see gray?
It's terrible. As soon as I decided to grow a beard out for the first time a few years ago, all of a sudden the grays started popping up. I'm like, yo, you gotta be kidding me. So I usually keep it short, but I just haven't had time to cut it down. And like, I'm at the point where I told my barber last time I was there, I was like, hey, we're gonna have to start like dyeing this soon.
See,
he's like, yeah, no problem, I got you.
Yeah. My eyebrows actually started going first. Like I had like three crazy Wolverine like claw gray hairs that were very noticeable like 10 years ago, and it just pops up, randomly, hair,
Right.
beard. But yeah, the facial hair tends to go first. But I dig it. I think it's distinguished on people.
That's what people tell me, and I don't know if they're just busting my chops or if they mean it.
No, I mean it. I think you look good, man. Like
I
I'm
appreciate it.
actually jealous. I don't have a little bit more in my beard.
I got red, I got gray, I got brown, I got everything.
Yeah, you've got the Tom type beard. Like it's here, you can clearly see it's super lightish, blondish, and then darker out, and then red hair everywhere.
You know what it is? Like it's so cold, I don't want to cut it.
Well, yeah, you got to keep your face warm.
I know.
That's what I do out here.
It's practical.
Yeah, you get that wind. Usually, that's the best thing is like having the fur for the wind chill.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's been so cold lately here.
Yeah. So you're in New Jersey, but I see you have a Rangers hat on, and you're talking about the Yankees. Are you just like New York guy or what?
Yeah, so when I picked up sports when I was young, I don't really know how I picked up the Yankees because my father's not really big into sports, but they're all Mets fans. And like my one set of grandparents lived near Philly, so they were all like Philly stuff. So I just picked correctly, thank God, and avoided the Mets. But don't worry, then I picked up the Rangers and I paid for it. So
yeah. Well, they won one cup in your lifetime, right?
Yeah, I was young. I remember it still. I have dreams of going to a parade in the city, but I don't know if we'll ever see that happen again. So.
You never know.
So I picked that up, and then unfortunately, my brother's Devils fan, so like the mid-'90s were terrible for me.
Oh, they're great for him.
Yeah, they're great for him, bad for me. So we had a nice rivalry all these years, so it keeps it interesting. And then I like the Jets, unfortunately. That was another poor life choice.
You know who the
What
two
can you
worst
do?
franchises are in the NFL right now?
Probably the Jets.
The Jets, number one. They haven't been in the playoffs in like 10 years. And the
Yeah.
Broncos. The Broncos haven't been in the playoffs in 6. Every other team has been
Yeah,
in.
they haven't been. Yeah. It's been a
So, yeah,
while.
I feel you. I'm not quite there, but I'm starting to feel you a little.
Oh, I hate the Jets. I'm just sucks. I'm glad I didn't go to. I haven't gotten any games the last 2 years, thankfully. Haven't subjected myself to it, but I mean, I like going to the games. Like, it's fun until they start playing. That's the
I'm still
tailgate
catching a little bit of feedback on your end from me.
I wonder if it's this microphone I set up.
It might be.
I could try moving it.
Yeah, you might be a little too close to your speakers.
Let's see.
Let me talk some more. No, I'm still getting a little echo back.
Well, I could switch to not using the. This is what I get for buying a webcam to try out for the first time. I should have tried it out.
It's all right, man.
Let's see. I'm moving it back a little more.
Okay. It's still there.
Still there, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I wonder. Let me see. I wonder what it's picking up. Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine. And I'm still getting that feedback.
You know what I did?
I'm still getting that kickback.
Really? You know what I did? I had the laptop webcam set up. I didn't switch it over to the one I just installed, but let me check the microphone setting then.
Yeah, that webcam. This webcam looks real good, man.
Oh, thank you. I just picked it up the other day. Let's see. Default microphone. Maybe that's the problem. Let's see. How about now?
Let me see. No, yeah, I'm gone.
I didn't have it set up rightly. That's my bad, everyone.
Oh, it's fine. You sound real good now. I sound real good.
Yeah, you sound clear now.
Yeah.
Perfect. We're good to go now. Let's start over.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Tom Show.
The first 16 minutes, we're going to tape over.
So I got to ask you a question since you're a Jersey guy. Are you a big Kevin Smith fan?
I love Kevin Smith.
Yeah.
Love all those movies. Classics. So funny. The only thing I don't like about Kevin Smith is he's a Devils fan. Huge Devils fan.
Yes. He's kind of like a Edmonton fan now. He kind of gave that. He's still like a Jersey fan, but yeah, he's all rooting for Edmonton a lot too. So I think he kind of, if I was a Devils fan, I'd revoke his card. Yeah. So what's your favorite movie of Kevin Smith's?
If I had to pick one, the first Clerks.
Yes.
I mean, there's just so many one-liners from that movie that never get old, no matter what.
Yeah, I love Clerks so much. I love Mallrats.
That's great.
Love Chasing Amy. Out of the first 5, Dogma it's not the worst, but it's my least favorite to rewatch because it's a little more serious and not as funny as like the other 4.
Right. I agree with that.
Jay and Silent Bob's just dumb fun. I love to watch it for the stupidity. Same with Mallrats. Chasing Amy has serious content, but Affleck and Lee play off each other so well that it's just so hilarious.
Good. Such a great movie.
Yeah, if I ever get out to New Jersey, I got to hit up the Secret Stash. I want to go up there.
Yeah, no, it's there still.
Yeah, they moved.
I didn't get to go. They did a pop-up last year in Red Bank. I think it was in Red Bank of oh God, why can't I think of the name of the burger restaurant now?
The Movie.
Yeah. I couldn't believe I didn't know about it and I missed it. I was so mad.
I signed up for it and they, it came to Denver and I just couldn't, it was like $50 or something. And I was like, at the time, I was like, $50 for this and, like a little, Kevin Smith autograph. And I was like, it's not worth it. You know what I mean? That was for 2 people, but still, I was like, it's not worth it. Fun story about Mubi is it's man boobs. Moobs.
Oh, is it? I didn't make that connection.
Yes.
That's even funnier now.
That's Jason Mewes used to call Kev moobs. Man boobs. And so they made it Mooby, the cow, and yeah,
Oh.
the restaurant. Yeah, you can tell I'm a huge Kevin Smith fan, and not just like I'm huge size Kevin Smith fan. I'm both. I
So
love going
funny.
to his shows, his live shows and podcasts. It's fun. But let's get to why you're really here. You are doing the Polar Plunge. You are raising money. Like you
Yeah.
said, this is your 12th year. What got you into doing this Polar Plunge for the Special Olympics?
So initially, one of my cousins was like, "Hey, I jump in the ocean every February. We raise money for Special Olympics, and it's a great time." I'm like, "Oh, you sold me at that." So
I don't
it,
like my
I,
balls.
I, yeah,
My
I was like,
wife has them
"Oh,
in her purse anyway, so what does it matter?
yeah." I mean, I don't have to worry about that. I was in my 20s, so I was still doing really stupid things, and
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, this could be a good time," and I ended up doing it, and I kind of went overboard the first year with the partying with it because it's a whole big event.
Yeah.
So they open the bars and restaurants. They start serving alcohol and food at 8 in the morning, and then you don't go in the water till 1 o'clock. So
Oh.
by 10 o'clock you can't move anywhere because the whole all of Seaside is jammed. You're like this, like walking on the boardwalk, walking in a bar, everywhere.
Well, I bet it
But
makes it nice after you've jumped into the freezing salt water and then you come out and everyone's shoulder to shoulder. It warms you up a
somewhat
little.
at that point, I just got to get the heck home. So I kind of went from there. So I did it with like my cousin and her friends. And then I formed a team. So if you get 10 or more people, you have a team. So I've just kind of recruited some of my friends over the years, and usually about 12, 13, 14 of us do it as a team. This year, with everything going on still, I don't really have much participation, but that's all right. I understand it.
Yeah.
So then as I've done it more and more, you see you follow the programs more and you see like how many people it reaches, how many kids it's helping, the families it's helping, because now these kids are going, if you have a child that has special needs, like that's tough in itself. And then to try to pay money for them to go play sports and compete in things and like give them things like that can be a real burden. And
Mm,
it's nice to give back to people that could use a little extra help like that.
yeah.
So I've kind of just ran with it now over the years. Like I've had friends that have kids that have participated, so now it means a little bit more to me to know that, hey, like someone I know was directly benefiting from this. So I'm gonna really try to amp up the donations. So
Well,
this
that's
year I
good.
decided to try to crush my goal, and I can't believe I did. I doubled the most I've ever raised before this year. So
Nice.
I'm really excited about that. I don't remember how much was raised. So usually you get about 8,000 participants. Now they do more than one in New Jersey. They
Yeah.
do one in Wildwood and one in Seaside Heights. So there's two different plunges. So in 2019, the Seaside Plunge, I think we raised $2 or $2.5 million for the Special Olympics. And
Wow.
it's like wild. I was like, this is really awesome. Like this really goes a long way to help out.
Yeah, it does.
So now, this year I've really tried to amp up the fundraising to really kind of see how much I can do, because it's a challenge. It's hard to get donations. I know you fundraise. It's hard to get donations for things sometimes. And you have to get creative.
Yeah.
So I've got a ton of help on here, and I'm really excited for your game fundraiser. That's gonna be awesome, especially the
I
volcanoes exploding and destroying
I
everything.
hope it's exciting. It's something like I was telling Chris the other night, like I don't have a lot of disposable income right now, and I do have a little bit of time, and I can play a video game. And if people throw some money down, we could raise, like 100 something bucks and 50 bucks for you and our buddy Goldline Chris. He's also doing Special Olympics. So, split it in half and 50 bucks each. That's not bad, for one person, and that's just kind of the way I looked at it. And yeah, it's 30 little donations, but little donations add up.
It
And
does. It's an
not
awesome
to
idea.
pressure anyone into ever donating. Don't ever feel pressure
Right,
into donating. If you can't donate or you're not comfortable donating, just retweet or
right.
mail the cards. Next year be like, hey, I'm gonna get a stack for Kevin and I'm gonna send him some mid-range cards I don't really want, and Kev can maybe sell them or something. So
Right.
there's ways besides, just forking over cash. That's the
Right.
easiest. And it's harder to work, but well,
It
actually retweeting is actually easier than sending cash. So
is. It
you
really
know what I
is.
mean?
One
And yeah,
button.
it's not as impactful, but it's very impactful.
It
We
really
can't
is.
raise money for any of these charities that we do if we don't have our friends helping. And
Right.
yeah, helping by donating or helping by giving cards for
Right.
fundraising or just retweeting or sharing the story. So it's just want to help everybody out as much as I can. And if we do, raise around $100, then maybe I'll try it again, because um we're in a group with Eric Hecker, and we all have a month, and everyone's
Right.
gonna have a month for fundraising. Next month it's gonna be Che. He's going to do Heart Foundation stuff, and I would like to play another game,
Right.
maybe Civ, maybe something else to help my buddy out. So that would be fun. It'd be a nice, fun thing for me to do. My love of my card people, and my love of video games. If they
Right.
can help each other out, good. So
I
yeah, it'll
love
be
it. I
fun.
think it's a great idea. I can't wait to see it in action.
Yeah, it's a fun game. I love
I kind of
playing
want
it.
to get it now myself. I haven't really been able to play games in forever, but it sounds like I might like it.
Yeah, it's your pace. You take your turn, and then the computer runs its turns, and you can play against other people, and it would be turn based. But I'm not like tuned in enough and optimal. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have all the moves
Right.
down, and I don't know which units need to be at this time. And I'm okay at the game because I've
Is
played.
it Oh, sorry. Is it a straight RPG?
And no,
Okay,
it's
then
not.
I'd like it.
It's just a civilization game. You're just building up your people. You
So it
know,
really sounds like StarCraft in a way.
It
Somewhat?
is. But
Somewhat?
it's not as actiony. It's slower. It's like you building your cities is like building your base up.
Okay.
But you got lots of cities. You can have as many cities as you want within
Okay,
an
so you're
area.
not just playing as one one group. Okay.
No. Bet you are, because you're playing like as Canadians or
Yeah, that's
Egyptians
true.
or Incans or Mayans or Hawaiians, things like that. But yeah, you're just basically you're trying to be the number one civilization on that planet, and whether that's through science, I mean fear, dominating, religion, culture's super easy for me because I'm a cultured guy.
Right.
But yeah, it's a game. Shoot, I think what it was is I got it for free on like the Valve. No, it's Valve is Steam, the Epic Store.
Okay.
If you like, you have Steam and Valve, or Valve is Steam, sorry, Steam and the
Okay.
Epic Store, you can buy games and download them to your computer. They do deals where they're like half off or free
Well, that
sometimes, and
sounds
you just
good.
got to pay the expansion. So I love the Civilization games. Yeah, give me a watch at the end of the month, and if it's something you dig, I mean, I highly recommend the game, but
Yeah,
it's
I'm gonna
not for
check that
everybody.
out. I haven't played anything forever. I can't tell you how many hours I used to play StarCraft.
Yeah, I love Blizzard games.
Wow.
It's
Did
a
they get
shame.
I saw something they got bought or something by MGM for like a ton of money recently.
Microsoft bought
Is
them.
that it was Microsoft? Yeah, I
Yeah.
only saw like it popped up, on the side like trending topics. I didn't
Yep.
click on it.
It was yeah, they have all that sexual harassment and a lot of
Right.
just frat boy stuff went
Right.
down there, and they really devalued the company to the point where yeah, Microsoft was able to get it cheap, and yeah, it
That's
was like
gonna happen. Okay.
70 billion or something, or I don't know, but it's still pretty cheap considering. So
Yeah, it
they got,
wasn't like as big of his number as I expected.
yeah, they have World of Warcraft, Diablo,
Right.
StarCraft, they have Candy Crush, and they have Call of Duty.
Huh. I
Big
never played
games.
WoW. I never played WoW.
Yeah, I'm a big WoW.
Did you? I had a lot of friends that played WoW, and then I just never got into it. I don't know what it was.
It's a time sink, it takes up all your time.
Yeah,
If
like
you
I'd never like heard from them ever.
Yeah,
They got
that's what
lost in
happens.
they get lost in WoW.
Yeah, and I do at times too, but I've been unsubscribed for a year or so because it just
Okay.
hasn't been fun. But then, like, the
Right.
next expansion comes out, or right before that next expansion, I'll sub again and play for a few months, and if the
Right.
expansion's good, I keep playing it, but then I'll still take, like, a year break, in a
Yeah, that
2-year
makes
cycle.
sense.
So, yeah, I don't have the addiction when it comes to video games. I tell people, well, yeah, food is really my only problem, food and soda. Uh, diet soda, but yeah,
Right.
still soda. But, like,
So much fun.
drugs, alcohol, gambling, video games, things like that that a lot of people struggle with.
Right.
Thankfully, I don't have issues with that, so
Right. I used to be a big gamer. Used to
yeah.
play a lot.
What was your what was your peak gaming time and system and game?
So I started with Super Nintendo and played that religiously. Probably like N64, just playing GoldenEye with my friends in the mid 90s. That was probably like
The best.
the best between that and like when Tony Hawk came out with those games. Like Tony Hawk 3, like I remember playing that religiously with friends. And there was only one other friend in my brotherhood that could outscore me.
Yeah. I think,
It was ridiculous.
Blizzard Activision owns the rights to Tony Hawk games too, so
Oh, do
Microsoft's
they?
got that. Yeah, so they
I
might
didn't know that.
kick that up too. Um, yeah, for me, I've just always been a gamer. It started out with Atari in the 70s. Really, I was born in 78, so it was like
Okay.
the late
Right.
70s, early 80s. My dad liked it. My dad liked the NES, but then after that, he kind of gave up, and then I kept going. Any system, then the computers, and then still systems. I'm not a snob gamer. I'm not like, you play what I play or you're a jerk. It's like,
Right.
you can play on the PC, you can play on the PlayStation, you can play on the Xbox. I don't care. You just have fun playing a game and
Yeah,
tell me about
exactly.
it. They're all just like cards. It's like, I might not like basketball cards that much, but if you pulled a sweet basketball card, tell me about it.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
so.
I th
What is
I
your
think the
main?
oh, sorry. I think the first computer game before I forget I played was Duke Nukem 3D. Do you remember that game?
I never played the Duke Nukem games, but I do remember a
I think
lot
that
of
was the
them.
first one I played.
Yeah, computer gaming is different,
It
and
is.
you have so much more potential and so much more depth to play with because you're usually not limited to the system the console has. The console is
Right.
usually years behind what a computer can do. They're catching up, but still,
Right.
like a high-end computer, you're going to be doing way more than you could do on the PlayStation 5
Oh,
or
absolutely.
so.
Absolutely.
Um, I was going to ask, what's your main PC? Is it like a Yankees type, or are you just like all over, or what?
Yeah, it's mainly the Yankees. I have like specific guys. Like I try to collect Mattingly, like Paul Neal. Those are like my favorite Yankees ever.
Yeah, very good
Like
ones.
anyone in the '90s, Bernie Williams. I love Deion Sanders, so I love prime time. Big Florida State fan, Florida State legend. Even though he just kind of cost us the recruit here in the recruiting season, he flipped someone, but still love prime time. So mainly those guys, and like I started collecting Anthony Volpe before like all this hype started. Thank God, or else I wouldn't have any of his cards at the price.
Yeah. Huh.
So I started collecting him because he's a local guy to here. So I'm like, oh, like this is pretty cool, local guy. Like maybe I'll just start collecting him. So this is like 2020. I started collecting him a bit, and of course the Martian. And I've thankfully been able to get some cards still, but like some of them are just going for stupid money right now. It's ridiculous.
Insane amount of
So
money
I'm
for
hoping
some of the
that
cards.
it's ridiculous. So I have Double A Yankees season tickets, so I'm hoping that he's there this year.
Oh yeah.
Maybe I can, I'm right behind the dugout. Maybe I can slide a couple cards to get signed. We'll see.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
make
ask
sure
my ticket rep. I'm gonna be like, "Come on, man! Like, hook me up here."
yeah, just make sure you take your kids.
Yeah.
That gets a
Well,
little more signed than
right. Exactly.
than a big guy with a beard.
Yeah. We took them twice last year, and it went better than expected. Actually,
Awesome. How old are they, if you don't mind me asking?
two.
Okay.
So we tried it. They didn't. They lasted half the game ish, like just about half the game, which is more than I could have expected.
Yeah.
But what was nice is I didn't know this was a thing until I saw it on Twitter, like different parents saying, like, oh, taking my kid to their first baseball game, gonna like post afterward, and they were like showing certificates of like first game. So I asked when I went there, I was like, "Is there any sort of like first game thing?" Not thinking there was. She's like, "Yeah, here's 2 certificates." This is
Awesome.
really cool
Yeah. That's
type of thing to hold on to.
yeah. I mean, even if they don't grow up to be in sports,
I'm gonna
that
be
would still be
devastated.
something cool to keep in your like your baby book to open up like, hey, my first
Right.
game, I would have loved that.
Oh, I'm gonna
Um
be devastated if they don't like sports. I'll be so crushed. I'll be so
um
upset. So then I also collect New York Rangers cards. Not as much because like
they suck.
no, not this year for once. Think it's weird. Like I don't want to get ahead of myself, but like it's kind of fun to watch them again.
Well, good.
Like I've sat through. I used to have season tickets a couple different times, like small mini plans. Like they just keep pricing you out of the garden. It's ridiculous.
I bet.
And like the product on the ice when I was going wasn't that great either. So I'm like, what am I spending all this money for to see this garbage? But I come back for more all the time.
Yeah.
So they had a really nice win last night over Toronto.
Yeah.
I thoroughly enjoyed that one. Ryan Reeves with a couple goals. It's nice to see. He almost had a hat trick. That would have been something.
Is Chris Drury still is he running that team still or what happened?
Yeah, he's running the show because I was really annoyed when this happened. They just fired JD and Gordon like out of nowhere. I was like, what the heck is Dolan doing? Because here we go. He's kind of been hands off and just screwing up the Knicks instead of the Rangers for like the last 10 years, like which is great because as soon as he gets his hands on it, he screws everything up.
Oh no.
So they promoted Drury, who was one of my favorite Rangers.
One of my
I
favorite Avs. I'm not lying. When he was I loved him so
yeah,
much. Yeah.
he was. He wasn't the best player on the ice, but he was someone
Something
that
about him.
he had that like edge and like he had a knack for scoring in clutch situations
Mhm.
and like he just played really tough,
Yeah.
really gritty guy, and so he's in charge of basically everything at this point.
So you
So
feel good about that with him there? Is he turning you said you were
yeah,
very better.
I mean, I thought that they were just signing all these big tough guys to fight Tom Wilson. I was like, oh, here we go. We're gonna like just try to like outgoon everybody. Like this is gonna be great. This is gonna be like the early 2000s when you go out and get like Eric Lindros, who have like nothing left in him. I was like, here we go. And it's actually it's actually worked out pretty well. I mean, my guy Chris Kreider's got 25 goals already, so I'm really excited about that. Like, I'm a big Chris Kreider fan. I have a friend that like hates him, so every time he scores, I text him like, "Oh, number 20 scored."
That's awesome.
So his career high is 28 goals, and he's gonna blow
He's gonna
that out.
smash that, yeah, if he
Yeah, he's
stays
got
healthy.
25 already, and like
Mhm.
it's been fun to watch. I like to go to a game, but I'm still like, I don't know, like all these people.
Yeah. I feel you. I've been to one Avalanche game in my whole life, and it was a playoff game that we lost, but it was the year
Okay.
we won the Stanley Cup, so that was kinda cool. Um,
Okay, so that was
and right now
2001 then, right?
yeah,
Yeah, I went to a game that year actually. One of my high school friends, his father had Devil season tickets, and he took me to one of the Stanley Cup Finals games that year against Colorado.
oh, wow. Yeah, that'd been awesome.
I was not cheering for the Devils.
Yeah, buddy.
I was on your side that day,
Oh, yes.
so that was
Yeah.
cool. That was like that's like the biggest game I've probably gone to.
Oh, that's huge though,
So
man. That's
that was
I
fun.
would
That was an
kill to
experience.
do that.
Yeah, I'll never get to do that again, especially with the Rangers, because if they
Oh, the
made it
price.
again, when they made it in 2014, it was like stupid. I thought about it. I'm like, no, I can't like blow $2,000 to go sit in the nosebleeds. Like this is just irresponsible.
Yeah, it's so crazy. You'd have to like win something
Yeah,
or someone take you or yeah, the call
right.
in at the sports show and you win the tickets. That's how I would have to
That's
go.
how I've gone a couple times. I had an opportunity to go recently. One of my friends was going to take me, but I'm like, I don't know. Like things are kind of bad still. I'm like, I got young kids. I don't want to like take any chances right now.
Yeah. Oh no, I feel you
Bring on
there. It's
sweet seats, but
crazy.
it's not worth the risk right now to me personally. So
No, yeah, it's not worth it to anyone. Unfortunately, my hockey knowledge is I used to watch every single Avs game. I didn't have cable for a long time, but I, keep up with the scores
Right.
around the league. I don't know much what's going on, but I do know, a little bit about my Avs, and I care very much. They're my second favorite team.
Right.
People don't realize, like, yeah, it's Tom loves the Rockies. Oh, Tom loves the Nuggets. No, Tom loves the Avs a lot
Right.
more than the Rockies and the Nuggets. They've actually won.
Yeah,
Broncos,
they have.
Broncos, and Avs, Rockies, and
The
Nuggets have kind
Broncos
of.
had like a nice little run
We did good for a
a
few
long
years
time
there.
ago.
Yeah. We won 5 straight division titles before the Chiefs won
Right.
these 6. So yeah, it's hard to be down, but when you're used to not being bad, it's being bad for the first time since 1972. It's
Right.
bad, man.
That's how I feel about the Yankees, and I get like a ton of flack from my friends.
Yeah, the
Like,
Yankees,
oh,
you're
like you're
supposed
such
to
a
be.
spoiled Yankees fan. I'm like, no, I'm used to winning, and I don't like losing.
Yeah. I mean, we are spoiled, but it's still, yeah, we're not used to it. We're used to being
Right.
in the playoffs or fighting for the, championship games.
Right.
You as a Yankees fan, me as a Broncos fan. But yeah, it's just, hey, it's our buddy Che. He just showed up.
Oh, where I don't see. I don't have the chat up. Hi, Chai.
You just go to the comments on the
I'm gonna
StreamYards.
try because when you said there was feedback, I was like, oh no, I have the YouTube on my my other monitor
Oh,
muted.
that might have been it too, but no, not if it's muted. Um,
So
so
let me
we
find
got
the stream so I
also
can.
Dark Sage. My first computer game ever was Oregon Trail 2. I remember it being in school,
Great
and no,
game.
it did not make it. The Oregon Trail games were so much fun,
So much
but
fun.
that was the school you looked forward to. I didn't have them at home because you're going to play it at school. And I downloaded one on my phone not too long ago, like
Oregon
4 or
Trail?
5. Yeah, it's like 4 or 5 years ago,
Really?
but it's updated, and I was just like, man, I'm just not into it. It's updated. I need the retro.
That's so funny.
uh,
That was a fun game. I remember that because like it was a huge deal when we got computers and we had that game like playing in a computer lab once a day or once a
yeah.
week. It was like such a big deal in middle school.
Yeah, dying of dysentery. I mean,
Yeah.
what a way to connect with ancient history. Not ancient history, but yeah, it's a long time ago for us.
Oh
You're
yeah.
sick, or you're not 6, you're like 10 or 12, and yeah, you're just going around, spinning around, shooting and murdering every single animal. That's all. I had
It's
some
a fun
buddies, that's
game.
all they would do. They would just like screw the animals. Like, I'm not going to pay for oxen. I'm just going to buy guns and tons
Yeah.
of ammo and just murder everything.
So funny. You didn't
uh,
cross the river.
yeah. So you said you quit collecting in the like late 90s. What first got you into collecting way back when?
I don't know. I think one of my grandfathers might have bought me a pack of cards at one point in time, so or something, and that kind of like tipped it off, and I just kind of wanted to start, buying cards. Like, who doesn't like opening stuff? Like,
Yeah.
that's what I collect. Like, that's why I don't really sell too much because, like, I'm not buying these like hobby boxes. Like, I can't do that. Like, it's
No,
ridiculous
it's
money that I,
crazy.
I can't do.
Hmm.
So I'm happy. Like, I got a bunch of like stuff around Christmas, a lot of junk wax, and it's not junk to me. I'm just like happy to open something.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's cool to me. So I think just that and getting into baseball, like I just wanted to collect the cards and you know, I had friends. I collected what else did I collect? I collected Marvel. I remember collecting Marvel for a while.
I collected everything back
Did
then.
you? I
Oh
can't remember
yeah.
what else there was. I had Marvel, early 90s was Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
I think there was something else I remember. Like you would trade with kids in school and stuff.
Pogs.
I still have pods actually. So I got this bad habit. I can't throw out stuff like that.
Yeah. I'm
So,
sure I have some Star Wars Pogs somewhere from, when they came in the Doritos chips or
oh
whatever.
yeah,
I think I have those collector items somewhere, but yeah, I was too old for Pogs. But
yeah. I have Pogs still actually.
yeah, you got
Pogs
them
was
sweet slammers.
a lot of fun playing Pogs. I can't throw out stuff, and if any of my other friends are watching this, they know. And
You're a
I have a hard
hoarder.
time getting rid of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
If my wife could hear right now, she'd be agreeing. But I can't, like I have a hard time letting go of things. I
No, I
can't
feel
help
you.
it.
No, I feel you. I had to make a very hard give away a lot of stuff when I moved up here to be with my wife, and yeah, I
Right,
had tons and tons of junk and I condensed it down. But yeah, it's like, man, I don't want to get rid of all my stuff. But then it's like at one point you just got to make that decision. Like,
right,
I got to sell this stuff because I need to do different things now. And you don't have to give all of it up, but you do have stuff that you're not that attached to or as attached as you think you are.
right.
And you could always get rid of that. So how long you been married, if you don't mind me asking?
Oh, let's see. We're coming up on
Oh, you don't
12
know off the
years.
top of your head, man? You're in
Well, I had to
trouble.
do the math. I had to do. I know the year. I just said do the math. I'm like, we're coming up on 12 years, so like 11 and
Nice. Yeah, my wife and I, we've been together for it'll be 12 years and we'll be
a
married
half.
10 years this October. So
Okay. Okay.
it's gonna be a fun one. 10-year anniversary. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm coming up on. We'll be together 20 years actually.
Dang. You guys like high school sweethearts or what?
College.
College sweethearts.
We
How old
met at
are
the
you,
beginning
Kev?
of
Don't if you don't mind me asking.
37.
In a row?
That's perfect. That's perfect. I hope somebody else got that reference. That, like I was saying with Clerks, like there's so many good one-liners
Yeah.
that are always funny no matter what, whenever you can slip them in.
Oh man. And you notice, like, not even a hesitation. Instantly 37 came out of your mouth in a row.
That was
Uh,
perfect. Couldn't have been a better setup.
so yeah, I'm just 6 years older than you. So yeah,
Okay.
nothing too crazy. We, kind of have the same
Same time period.
experiences throughout most of our
Right.
lives. So little differences, but um,
So I just kind of started collecting from that point, and
mhm.
I um I just always enjoyed it. Now I'm back and I'm happy, and you know I've kind of got to the point where I just pick up like the singles now. Like I'll try to get like a couple boxes of like series one with the rookie card that nobody wants to talk about. That's the rookie card. I don't want to start any controversy right now about Wander Franco and his
Yeah.
rookie card. There's been enough controversy in the hobby in January.
Yeah, it's been a crazy month.
Was it crazy for 24 hours last week? Whew.
Yeah, and then today it's still more drama with
Oh, I didn't see anything unless you're talking about those fake slabs again. I saw the update last night.
no, I don't even the Dallas thing, I don't even know. I've heard so many different things about like the cards are real. Oh, but the slabs were fake. Oh, it was just buyer's remorse. And I'm just like, I don't know, man, but it's just
Yeah,
sad
it's
that it gets
wild.
crazy. No, the news today is card purchaser 2 and some guy named Zeke or Mike
Okay.
Zmees or something ripped off a bunch of people by taking bulk PSA orders, but taking the money up front from people and then like spend
Oh,
all that money and not paid PSA. And now PSA and this guy that had this card shop are like
oh God.
hosed and it's like $1 million.
Oh
Like,
my
dude stole
God.
$1 million. Like, holy crap,
Wait,
man.
somebody made a fake card purchaser account?
No, it's just a different guy. He's card
Oh,
purchaser
okay.
too. It's not card purchaser. It's
Okay.
just some dude. He owns I guess he owns a shop in like Ohio, and he
Or
teamed with
maybe
this
he
guy.
doesn't.
No, the guy card purchaser does. He's a
Oh,
victim
wow.
too. Someone was using his location for people to send in the cards to, and then
Oh,
that guy
wow.
used his like status as a brick and mortar, card store to
Oh,
get
wow.
like
That's
the
terrible.
PSA bulk thing. But yeah, that guy just basically scammed all the money and dipped out and lawyered up. And,
God, that's
it's
horrible.
kind of, yeah, it's just like something like this every few days in our hobby. But you know what? They've got people like you, Kev,
And
in this
you.
hobby. You've sent me 2 racks last year, and I am super thankful for that. And I think you sent them when I was depressed and like I didn't have the mail days when I got them and they
Right.
saved up. And I'm just like, oh, I got 2 from Kev. I feel like a piece of shit.
No, never. I'm just happy to send them. I get it. I've had like
My big thing is anxiety. I've had a hard
Mhm.
time with that during the pandemic, and then my grandfather died of COVID right like when COVID started.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, man.
Then I had thank you. Then my kids. My one kid was in the hospital for almost 9 months in a NICU, and then my mother died 7 months ago. So like it's just been like the last 2 years have been insane. So I totally get feeling down and stuff, and people should talk about it more, and I'm more
Yeah,
than willing to talk about it because
no
you shouldn't be
wonder you.
ashamed about how you feel and reaching out to people. It's very important.
Yeah, no shame ever, and that's what DMs are for.
Exactly.
If they're true friends, they're not going to post your DMs. The only bots DMs get posted, or something that's hilarious that everyone agrees should be posted
I
from
love
the
your
group chat.
bot arguments. I love them. I
I
love them. They're
appreciate
so
it.
funny.
Um, the last one didn't go so well. She's just like, "Hey," and I was just like, "I'm depressed and I don't have time for this," and she just blocked me.
Yeah,
And
that
I'm
was
just like,
funny.
"Wow, I'm hitting a new low. I'm making the bots depressed." Like, it's like that Green
It was
Day song,
amazing.
Went to my life's a bore, or I went to a horse. He said my life's a bore, and quit my whining because I'm bringing her down. Yeah, man. Like, even the bots are like,
So funny.
"Screw this guy."
It's not worth
um,
selling an extended warranty to this guy.
yeah, no. I'm so sorry for all that. Yeah, it's been crazy for a lot of people I know,
Yeah,
and
so
no
I'm
wonder you have
always here.
anxiety about going to a Rangers game. Like if I lost all, people like that close to me, from COVID, I would go out. And I don't want to go out
Yeah,
anyways, but you know,
it's been crazy, and that's what kinda got me, flowing more into the cards, because I found, opening packs of cards, fun and exciting and, kinda, calming in a way,
mhm.
if that makes sense, so that kinda really made me, dive in, if I'm, feeling a little anxious or something, I save cards, so it's a funny story, so I, I'll just save stuff out because I don't get it often, so I'll just
Mhm.
save it for, another day, and I had some tops. I don't know if you saw this the other day. Top Series 2. I had 4 packs left that I hadn't opened, and I put them up, and nobody wanted them, for $10 shipped. And then I put it on eBay, nothing.
I think
I
I
was like,
did see
screw it.
this.
Did you see this? I was like,
I think
screw it.
so.
I'm
But
just
yeah,
gonna open
tell
it. And I pull a card and I sold it for $45. I'm like, oh, that would have been a mistake because I had some hockey. So I had some Series 2 hockey. I had bought a box, and I'm like, I was gonna try to get rid of it at this point. I don't feel like opening it. So I had given away, I think it was Field of Dreams collectibles at charity. I had sent them some packs,
Mhm.
and then I saw somebody in a hockey thread, seals wax thread. I was like, hey, I got I don't remember, it was 30 packs, and I could understand why they're a little apprehensive, oh, maybe they searched it or not. I'm not smart enough to know how to do that first off, but I definitely I definitely understand it, and I was really pumped because the guy posted he pulled a Young Guns card of Tim Stutzel. So I was like, and a couple other really cool cards. I'm like, oh, I was like, well, I'm glad you pulled them. I'm like, I should have opened them.
I get that feeling.
So that's how I opened the tops. I'm like, oh, maybe there's something good in here that I'm giving away.
And apparently there was.
There was, and I got it over. Did a deal with the Phillies fan and sent him a bunch of extras. So
Cool.
that was cool.
Um, but yeah, going to your point about the anxiety, yes, it's exciting and fun to open a pack because there's a rush, a little bit of
Right.
excitement, adrenaline going. But then you have the calming sorting and storing and
Yes.
doing all of that and looking
It's so
through.
relaxing.
Yeah, it's just a calming, repetitive thing that, it will have that effect. And if you could just throw in some breathing exercises, in through your nose, out through your pursed
Right.
lips, stuff like that, just helping, your breathing, controlling your breathing can help so much if you don't have meds, or, like they're not giving
Yeah.
you meds, or like you're
Right.
on meds, but they're just not working as well.
Right.
But yeah, finding tasks like that are mindless, not mindless
Right.
exactly, but not a lot of thought, but like, oh, I have to match this with that. You're paying enough attention, but you're not thinking, kind
Right.
of, and you're just doing it, and just so calming. So no, I get that. It's
Yeah, the
super
sorting's
effective.
fun, and I'm very type A. So the first thing I did when I can't keep up with this now. I stopped a while ago. I have so
Mhm.
many cards now. So I started with not a lot of cards, and I started making a spreadsheet of every card and like what series it was and like what number card and like very detailed, sorted by teams and everything. Like I'm just like very organized, and like I can't like live without organization, which contradicts like how I can't get rid of stuff either.
Yeah.
So it's weird how that goes,
Jump
but
up.
but
Jump up.
now I have stuff pretty much in boxes because it was kind of hard to get a lot of sleeve like the pages and stuff for a while.
Yeah, that's sorry, Olive needs to play and we're tugging the
Where's
water.
Olive? Hi, Olive.
She's just down here on the floor. She's one of those, she gets at night, she just gets, if she hasn't had enough attention, she just grabs a toy and starts going nuts. So
I
let's
love
try
it.
to work it out while I'm talking to you. I just want to say you came back at a point where cards were getting bad, but they weren't 2020 bad. Because the
Right.
2019 and 18, things were ramping up, especially for baseball cards. I came back to the hobby in 2011,
Okay.
and you could buy a hobby box for like 60 to $100.
Wow, that's crazy.
So, people are like, oh, NFL Prism is like $1,500. I was like, NFL Prism, when it came out, it sat on shelves forever until the hobby shops
Wow.
marked it down to $50. And that's
Wow,
where I
that's
got my first
crazy.
Prism. It was like $50. And like baseball, the same. Yeah, it was unlicensed, but yeah, you get a box of Prism baseball for $50. And now that people are like, oh, this is the best set ever. And you're like, guys, it's great, cards are worth money, but not all
Right.
cards are worth that price. Like
I
you're
don't
buying
understand why the hate for the unlicensed stuff. I think that some looks cool.
yeah, I do too.
I
I
got for the first time the Panini Contenders and Mosaic Baseball this year, and
mhm.
opened one blaster box of each. I think they look awesome. I don't understand the hate they get.
Just people are weird, that's like they think they're not real cards because they don't have the team logos on them, but it's
Right.
still the players, it's still the autographs, it's still what I like. And especially in Mosaic, I know Mosaic and a lot of Panini stuff isn't for everyone because there's so many parallels and
I
you
can't keep
know
up with parallels, but
yeah, but I mean, they're still fun. It doesn't matter if you're like I'm not going to collect a rainbow, but if I had something shiny and sparkly, I'm like, ooh, that's cool.
yeah.
Like everyone else, like shiny. But
It's
yeah,
funny
there's
you
some cool
mentioned that
designs.
actually.
Go ahead.
I ended up I like I didn't know that's what all these like inserts were for originally. Like people like collect them to make the rainbows. So I got some Bowman draft recently from I did a break with Midwest, and I had gotten some cards, and they were like the different colors. I'm like, oh, maybe I should do like a one of those rainbows. And I was looking to see how many cards it was. Like, oh, never mind.
No, no, never.
Like, no, never mind. So
Yeah, I
I
would
get
have to hit the 101 and then I might chase a
I go
rainbow
from
like
there.
that.
Yeah, I've never
Yeah.
gotten a 101. I want to get one eventually. I don't care what player it is. Doesn't have to be anything super fancy. That's like one of my collecting goals.
I hit my first 101 was a Barry Sanders
Okay,
2012 101 black autograph from not contenders, certified football.
that's
Uh,
awesome. That had to be what? That's must have been his last card then, right? That year?
no, he
One
was
then?
already retired. So yeah, it was just like
Okay,
a random
that's
card.
awesome. That's a
But
really
yeah,
cool card.
and then I hit that same year in a box, I hit a printing plate of Steve Smith Sr. in Topps Chrome
Okay,
football.
that's awesome.
Um, but then other than that, like I've hit a sketch card. Sketch cards are great. They are one of
Yeah,
ones. But other than that, yeah, it's been 10 years since I hit a true
that's
101.
awesome.
But yeah,
Yeah,
I hit them and it's so much fun when you do. Yeah, you'll hit one eventually. You just got to keep
eventually.
going.
I've never hit that or one of those redemptions that you hear all the stories about.
I've hit so many redemptions
Have you?
and oh yeah. Yeah,
Nice.
like I said, I used to buy boxes
Well,
with
that's
my
true when
brother
they were
when they were
not
cheaper.
marked up. It was
Yeah, not
crazy when I saw these prices for like the Bowman draft. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. Like um even this Topps Chrome. I was like, oh, like that this stuff looks cool. Topps Chrome Black.
Yeah.
Oh my god, you get 4 cards for $150? This is insane.
Yeah. Um, Bowman Chrome or Bowman, whatever Bowman jumbos. Like
Right.
the last time I bought a box, it was $120 for a
Okay.
jumbo box.
I don't
And
understand the difference of all these boxes.
well, the jumbo box have the jumbo packs, the packs that have like the 30 cards.
Oh,
You
okay, that's
you
what it
usually
is.
get more autographs. It's like 3
Okay.
in a box, I think, instead of 1
Right.
or 2 in the normal
That makes sense.
small packs. But yeah, now those things are like $300 and it's like,
Crazy.
yeah, my brother and I can't afford that. It's $60 each, like twice a year is doable.
Yeah, it's not terrible.
$120 is just not, you know what I mean? And yeah,
Crazy.
like you could buy one box, we both put in, well, no, it'd be like $180, but yeah, it's not worth it,
Crazy.
especially when
I
you get
thought
Nukem.
about splitting it. So the other thing that really I forgot to mention this before. I'm sorry, I digress. What really got so I said I opened like the random cards. I'm like, I'll start a collection for my kids.
Mhm.
One of my friends told me about. He's a big baseball fan. He's like, "Oh, have you ever done this Tops Bunt? Did you ever do Tops Bunt?"
No, I never
So
did.
it was like digital. I think that's what it was called. It was the digital cards,
Yep.
and I was doing it. And then I started like spending money on like coins, like to buy the packs, and I was like, this is stupid. I should stop spending money and buy actual cards I can hold.
I think you can still sell bunt somehow. There's a way to do it, and people
Yeah,
have
there's a way
made
to do
tons
it,
of
but
money,
I
but
literally just sent everything to my friend Nick that got me into it. I was like, just take all these. I don't want anything
that's
to do with
cool.
this app anymore.
And I recently set you up with your first NFT, right?
You did. I was looking at it before actually because I was trying to figure out um Midwest is doing the Break Club one. I want to
Yes.
get into that one eventually. I can't get into it up front, but
Yeah, it's a lot of money, but there's a lot of benefits to it, and it's
yeah,
a
no, it definitely
one-time deal.
seems like
So,
I mean, I don't understand NFTs, but I believe in them, especially with him doing it. I definitely believe in the project.
mhm.
I know that it's going to be worthwhile to be a part of it
Yes.
for various reasons. So I'm going to
Mhm.
get into it eventually over time. So I was looking to kind of see like if I could remember how to get back into OpenSea. And
Yeah.
I was looking at the NFT you sent me
Yeah.
before actually. So
Yeah.
I still don't understand this stuff, but like it's cool.
What
And
don't you understand? Maybe I can help you out.
I guess the part I don't understand is how so the creators are making money off of it. I understand that part.
Yes.
So are these like gonna be like some of them investments over time? Kind of like a one of a card per se? Or I don't know, like kind of what do I do with them over time?
You just look at them and enjoy them.
Yeah, I
So some of
guess. I
them
don't know.
are. What right now the NFT community is garbage for a most part. It's all pump and dump. People trying to make a lot of money and then
That's
just
why I'm
fail.
confused.
Yeah. So, but there are projects that have made money because they have such a community and hold such a standard, like Punks or the Board Ape
Okay.
Yacht Club. You'll see a lot of the BAYC apes
Okay.
around. Those things are worth, a
Hmm.
$250,000 because
Wow.
it's the ownership, it's exclusive membership to a
Okay.
group, and that's what Ben is doing. You
Right.
buy his NFT, you're getting exclusive membership and benefits and privileges for being in that group.
Right.
So you have to find those NFTs that, are like that or
Okay.
that you just like, and the people like you like to hang out with, like the Duck Bucks. Those aren't worth a lot of money. You're not gonna be able to sell that until,
Yeah, it looks awesome though.
yeah, they're cool and they're awesome people. And what you should do with that is just hold on to it because, maybe at some point they catch fire, and that could
Right.
happen. And then it could be worth, flipping or selling or, owning and keeping to go to a party or if they have other
Oh, I
benefits.
see what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Because I have some of the tops ones, the baseball ones.
Yeah. On wax. Yeah. Or is
Yeah,
it on the
my
website? Because they changed it up. They rugged us.
is that what it is? I have no idea. My brother-in-law hooked me up with the pack when it came out.
Well, the first time series one,
Yeah.
It's on Wax. It's on the Wax blockchain, and then they stopped doing them there and did them on like a different platform, and then they stopped
Okay.
doing it on that platform, and they went to another one. So it's just like, Top, so what are you doing, man? You're killing your
We
collectors.
could ask them that question a lot.
But yeah, it's the NFTs. Yes, it's a different kind of collectible. It has its pros, it has its cons. You're not going to hold it in your hand. But then you don't have to go outside to ship it. You don't have
That's
to
true.
throw it up on eBay. You don't have to worry about returns. Like once these things are sold, it's instant and it's
That's
out of your
true.
hands and you got your money. And yeah, there are some hoops you have to go through with cryptocurrencies to get money from your crypto to your like bank account. But it's still, to me, like with Top Shot, I love that way better than I love selling cards on eBay. And yeah,
Yeah, I remember because I sent you one when I was getting out of there. I was like, I
yeah,
can't do this anymore. Like, I don't understand what's going on. I just sold all my Top Shot cards and got out.
yeah.
And then it was
And
a nightmare to get my money out of there.
it wasn't for me. I waited long enough to where they were just like, "Yeah, here you're approved. Okay, here's your stuff."
I had to like
People.
upload like a utility bill, my driver's license. I'm like,
Mhm.
oh my god. Then I had to download the crypto app I was using. Couldn't receive USD coins, so I had to download Coinbase. So then I was like, I can't have everything in two different things because organization. And
Yeah.
so I had to send everything over to Coinbase. And then I found out there you need a Coinbase wallet. Also, I'm like, oh my God, this is so confusing.
Yeah. It's intentionally that way to keep the normal people out so
I
people can
guess
feel
so.
superior. Um,
Exactly.
that is an attitude. It's like, oh, normal people are going to be able to buy our NFTs and we're going to make so much money is what they say, but then they're also like, normal people can't buy NFTs and I'm better than them
That's
because
why I want to
it
be
takes
in
work.
because that's what the rich people are doing.
Yeah, well, it's all just a
Look at
mess
Mark
right now.
Cuban. He's all into it.
Yeah. I would not go into it with the idea of making a ton of money. I would go
Yeah,
into
I
it
mean, I
with
don't
the
have much
idea
in the
of
way of
just
it.
learning, Kev, if you have questions or want to know stuff, just ask, ask me. I know a little. I can point you to other people you can ask. It's just right now, get in a little and know what you're doing to the point where like if something amazing comes out that you can get in, you know what I mean? Because I think eventually there's going to be an NFT that just about everybody wants to be a part of. Like you want to get into the
So,
breaker club. So, learn more about the masks and the transfers and,
right.
the crypto law. See, that's a law, the know your customer KYC identification to prevent money laundering. Because otherwise, yeah, anonymous people sending money everywhere and you
That's
can't
true.
track it down. And yeah, drug dealers just buy cocaine and Bitcoin and you never have to worry about
Yeah, that's
anything.
true. They got to
So
ruin
that's,
everything.
yeah,
Someone's got to
people,
ruin everything for everyone.
yeah, exactly. People ruin everything. So that's why we have these laws because there's
That's
just
true.
assholes out there.
Yeah, true. I that's what kind of got me into it. I just want to like, you know,
It's
have a little
fascinating.
bit of it and like learn a little bit about it. And there was something else. What was it that I saw? I got an email, I think, from the Rangers that they're launching an NFT. So like all these sports teams are launching them too
Yep.
now. Like I don't think I was like I've given you enough money over the years, so I'm good.
I recently got into the open beta for All Day, which is the NFL Top Shot run by Top
Okay.
Shot. So the first pack goes on sale tomorrow. It's like $50 for me. The first pack I can buy, but I don't have $50 in my Dapper anymore. The Nuggets took all my money from Top Shot, so
Yeah.
I might see if I
They
can list
launched
some
something,
stuff
right?
tonight. See if what's up.
They launched something, right?
Top
Didn't some of
Shot.
the basketball teams launch something else, like the actual teams?
Yeah, the teams are probably doing their own
I
stuff.
thought I saw something. Sorry.
No, also Dapper Labs, which does Top Shot, they just got the UFC. So there's gonna be UFC Top Shot.
Well, that's
So
interesting.
yeah, I'm just thinking like, eventually there's gonna be enough of those type of NFTs where people are gonna want to come back because you're gonna be able to buy your football, basketball, your UFC, whatever with the
Right.
same wallet, the same funds, same marketplace, and if you sold on Top Shot, you know how easy it is. Like
Yeah.
it's a real easy platform to use. It
It
might
was.
so it's it's exciting to like see how the things are trending in the future. Like I'm poor. I don't
Right.
own any great NFTs. I own
Right.
some that people have given me, and I bought some for my Duck Buck buddies because they gave me some. So
Yeah.
I've helped out my friends, but yeah, I'm not a baller. I'm not rich. I just want to learn, and
Yeah.
I probably have like 2% more knowledge than you, Kev, to be honest with you. Like, but that's huge, It's like I
Yeah.
know how to set people up and I know a
Hey, you
lot of
figured out how to
terminology.
walk me through it. That was great because I had no
Yeah.
idea what I was doing.
Yeah. And that's so much that, a lot of people don't know because it's like you said, it's cumbersome and it's unnecessary. It's so difficult.
That's a
And
great song, by the way.
which one?
Cumbersome.
Yes, Seven Mary Three. I love them.
I knew you'd
Uh,
know. I knew it.
I do. I love that song. I don't know a lot of their other stuff. I
No,
just know
I
that part.
just figured that you would know that since we're kind of the same time period.
Yeah, same time frame. So Kev, what else? I've been talking and steering this ship for a while. What do you want to
Yeah.
talk about? What's fun and new for you?
Yeah, I mean, I've just been very I'm enjoying the Rangers back on the East Coast again, thank God, because I can't do these late games anymore. I'm too old. I have to get up too early in the morning. Yeah, I'm up by 6 every day pretty much.
Screw
So
that, man.
so
See, that's a thing. I
that's why
would
I'm not
like.
up very late.
Yeah, I want to be on the East Coast because there's so much going on there. But then again, football games start at like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night. Yeah, Sunday night football over there, and I'm like, screw that. I like my 6:30 game. I like 11, I like 2, and I like 6.
Funny you mentioned that. The first time I was ever exposed to another time zone like that, I was in Phoenix for 2 weeks in 2012 for a work trip, and I was out there. I'm like, this is so weird. I'm like, football's gonna start at like 10 in the morning.
Yeah, it's great.
So sure enough, like we had to go. We went to a bar. They had breakfast sandwich and coffee and beer specials, and I'm watching the Jets lose to the Patriots at 10:30 in the morning. So they got to aggravate me 3 hours earlier. It was
Ruined your day
great.
faster. I didn't think about it like that, but
Yeah, but what was really cool was University of Arizona State's right there in
Mhm.
Phoenix. So they had a home game against Oregon. At that time, Oregon was ranked like 2 or 3 in the country. So like after work, so like the games at like 7 o'clock or something. No, it wasn't early. I think it was like at 6:30. We went right from work, and by 9:30 the game's over. I was like, this is awesome. Like we can go out and like party now. This is great.
Yeah, instead of
Like it's not time to
bedtime.
go to bed because like I would like before I had kids, I would stay up on like Saturday nights and watch Pac-12 after dark. Like I watched the
Yeah.
games at 10 o'clock. I watched college football till like 1 in the morning because I like college football better than the NFL. I always have.
Okay.
I've always been more of a college football guy because I got into football a little later. It was always hockey and baseball
Hmm.
for me. And then the first football game I ever went to, um, there was a game at Giant Stadium. It was Florida State, Texas A&M. So my mother had gotten tickets or something from where she worked, and my father took us. I was just like hooked on Florida State football ever since that point in time. And like that's back when they had you'll know him, Janikowski was their kicker.
Yeah, the Raiders took him in the
Yeah.
first round.
He was kicking like 70-yard field goals in warm-ups at Giant Stadium. This guy's insane. Peter
Mhm.
Wark was on that
Yep.
team. So it's around that time. Like they were it was a fun time. So I kind of got into college football first before I really got into NFL because I always had retail jobs. I was working every week and I was working Sunday, so I never watched football Sunday. Like
Yeah.
I was like getting into like high school and stuff, and like all through college, I worked retail. So I never really got into NFL until as much until later. So I've always been more of a college football guy, and like I always love it more because of that. That was like my first thing, and so I used to watch all those like late games, and I was like, "This is awesome! I'm out, and it's not that late." Like we ended up getting out super late, but let me tell you, that like really screwed me up. Like being 3 hours different
Oh yeah.
for 2 weeks, and then when we came home the next day, Sandy hit, and like we had no power for like 3 weeks, so it was great.
Oh yeah. I remember that.
So thankfully, I had a friend of ours from college. Her and her husband took us in for the time being. We lived with them for 2 weeks. It was really nice of them.
Mhm.
So that worked out well. But if you ever get a chance, definitely go to Arizona. I had such a great time there.
Yeah, I have a lot of family in Arizona. We used to
Do
go down
you?
there for spring break. I haven't been down
Nice.
there in a long time, but yeah, I'm just also kind of avoiding my family.
Yeah. I don't
I
blame you.
love them, and they come up to see me, and I see them, and I do want to go down there and see all of them. But yeah, it's kind of like if I go to Arizona, even if it was like for something fun, and I didn't go see all my like 37,000 family members in Arizona individually, I'm going to get
Right.
yelled at. You know what I mean? It's like, guys, there's so many of you. There's only one of me. It's like I can't make that kind of a commitment. Like I could go to Oracle, where most of my family are, or I could go to
Okay.
this town and see a few, or this town to see a few. But it's just like overall, it's like, man, that's kind of crazy. So, Kev, I hate to do this to you. I'm just not feeling that well. So I'm gonna wrap it up here in a few
That's
minutes.
fine.
But you're welcome back. Anytime, like you said, you got
Yeah, it'd be fun to
anything
do
going
this
on.
again.
Lots of fun. I did ask you to give me a Twitter hobby account that you adore, that you love, that you want to give a shout out to. And I think you came up with two, and I'm going to allow it because I love you. So give me like your two people that you just adore on Twitter that everyone should go check out and follow.
Let me get the full handle right, so I don't know all the numbers off the top of my head.
You can also type it in the chat, and I can put it up on the big screen.
Oh, okay. Let's do that.
You can copy, paste.
Do I type it into the chat on where we are or on YouTube?
If we're on where we are, you could chat right there. That goes to the
I know if
YouTube
that
chat.
goes.
Yeah.
That work?
No, it did not. Let me see if it's. Oh yeah, you typed it in my private chat. Here we go.
Oops.
No, that works because I have it and I can switch it to the comments and put it there. All right, you want to throw the next one in?
I just did.
Perfect.
You probably follow both of them.
I do follow both of them, and they're both lovely, lovely people.
They are. They're both Ross and Jesse are great follows. They're people that I've traded cards with. They're just, like me, they're just happy to open cards and to trade with other people. So I'm having a good time getting to know both of them, and we send each other cards and racks here and there. And they're just great follows and just really good people, you can tell. So definitely following them.
I remember Jesse. I followed her recently, not like recently, but more recent than Ross. I was following him for a long time. I just, there's a few Rosses in the hobby, and I remember this Ross because I call him Ross Mini Numbers because he's got he's got his phone number in his handle or something.
That's why I had to copy and paste it because I'm like, I don't know all these numbers.
Yeah. So Ross Mini Numbers, great dude. I think is like a deep dish pizza or something is his like profile picture.
I think so, something like that.
Something like that. Jesse, I followed her a few months ago, I think. And then recently I saw her talking about like Cards Kev. I love him. He's such a nice guy. Something like that. So I was like, oh yeah, definitely I should follow her and keep an eye on her. And she might have joined our wrestling chat. She doesn't chat in there much, but she seems to be a collector of kind of all things.
Yeah.
So yeah, my buddy Gerald, I think, added her. Gerald, who's been on the show a couple times, Life of Gerald, he added Jesse to our wrestling chat, and she chatted for a while, but kind of been quiet.
That's the one thing I haven't gotten into. I just haven't gotten into that.
Oh, it's not for everybody, you know.
I like UFC though. I like UFC.
I have a friend who never liked sports at all. And then I find out for his bachelor party that we're going to go to a bar and rent out the back room so we can watch UFC fights because he's super into, mixed martial arts. I'm like, Jesse, where did this come from? My friend Jesse. He's like, I just watched it and it's fun to hang out with your guys and watch people fight. And I'm like, yeah, that's all sports, really.
Yeah, pretty much.
There's somewhat fight going on. So, guys, thank you so much, Kev. Like I said, I hate to run out on you. I'm just,
Yeah,
just
feel better, Tom.
I think I had Arby's at lunch, so I think I'm gonna just
Could
vomit
be it.
and pee out my butthole all night.
Did you
So
get the
that
roast
is
beef?
definitely it. Yeah. Well, what happened is I got the brisket. They have a brisket
Wow.
dip, and I had it like a month ago, and I was like, it's not bad for Arby's because
Yeah.
Arby's is the closest fast food to my work, and that's the
Okay.
only reason I go there. If there's anything else, literally anything else, I would go there instead, like Burger King, Hardee's. I don't
Oh,
care,
God.
but it's Arby's, and I have to deal with it. But they didn't even give me my dip to dip my brisket in. So
That's
yeah, I'm
not
just
cool.
So it's like a French dip without a dip. Like, man, that ain't cool. And
No, that's not cool.
now I'm just feeling the fast food junks. I need to get some I think we have some carrots in the fridge. I'm just gonna eat some carrots like a rabbit. Get some like healthy stuff in me. But yeah, go follow Ross Mini Numbers and Jesse Howe. I do follow both of them. They both follow me, so they have great taste. Give them a follow.
True.
Cards Kevin, it's real easy at Cards Kevin. Give Kev a follow. He has met his $1,000 goal, but that doesn't mean you stop donating. Tell them how they can donate or how they can help you out if they wish to.
So there's a couple different ways. I have my link that I can share again directly. And as we were saying, Tom is running a game where we get to pick different things. I've elected to blow everything up with level 4 volcanoes. So you can bid on different items and you can destroy the map like I am with different worlds and everything that you have there.
Well, so you could bid on. I put up like 15 cities because by the end of the game, I have about 10 to 15 cities. So you can name a city. One of my buddies, gamer buddies, he bought the religion name, so we're gonna have that religion name once we get our religion. But yeah, you can choose like the world age. Is it a new world?
Okay, that's what it was.
Is it an old world? A new world has more volcanoes, so someone should really buy that and bid on that so we can get more volcanoes on our planet so they can erupt more. Those aren't the only natural disasters. There's
there's more.
There's floods, there's like sandstorms, hurricanes, forest fires, all kinds of stuff. Comets, meteors. I mean, yeah, meteors falling, and smacking things, blowing stuff up. It's not super crazy, but the volcano stuff really is annoying because they will kill your cities, kill people off, and it makes it a hard time. So I'm gonna put his direct link here. Copy. You switch chats. Then we're gonna paste it there. And we'll show that. There we go. Support dot is it S Special Olympics New Jersey.org /fundraiser /3623667. But yeah, so the reason why he's met his goal, so he's happy, but you're never satisfied.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I want to keep going.
Yeah, you want to know how much can I raise? Like, yeah, I thought 1,000 would be hard, but okay, with the help of my friends, it was actually fairly not easy, but it was easier than expected. So now next year, like, oh, okay, I raised, let's just say $1,300 or $1,400. Well, next year I'm going to shoot for 2,500. You want to make it to where it's not the same, it's more, but it's not insane. You're not going to be like, hey, I raised $1,300 last year, $12,000 this year. No, but it's like maybe maybe 2,500. Because you want to push yourself a little bit,
right? A little bit. Sure.
So yeah, like when Che and I did our fundraiser, I was like, dude, if we make like $500, that would be amazing. But he's like, well, we could probably, since we're going to run it for so long and we're both putting up decent cards, like, should we do 1,000? I was like, yeah, but with those cards, 1,000's maybe too easy. So let's push ourselves for 2,000. Right. And we raised like $3,200, or whatever. So
I remember.
So it's like, now
that's how I started following you originally when I saw that.
Yeah, that's about when I started really making the rounds with Che and Chris and got into the Cardboard Connection group that we were a part of and are still a part of. And yeah, we just kind of, came buddies up that way. And yeah, that's that time, May of last year to June of last year, is when I met most of my best hobby buddies, because that's kind of when I took off the most.
Right.
So, like 2,000 followers since then. And yeah, that's not a lot for some people, but for some people, that's a hell of a lot. So very
Yeah,
appreciative.
it's awesome.
So Kev,
Thanks for having me on.
I'm gonna be shouting you out a whole bunch on for the rest of the month, of course, because my I'm not gonna play my game until the end of the month and
Right.
then split it up with you guys. And I'm gonna mention you on Twitter just about every day. I hope you don't mind me tagging you and
Oh,
getting
thank
that
you. I
out there.
appreciate it. Retweet stuff. Retweet
Yes.
stuff.
So you'll hear a lot from me, and but I love you, buddy, and I appreciate
too.
you. You
was a-
really are one of the good guys in the hobby, and I hope you know that about yourself, that you are looked on with respect and love when people say Kev. So,
Appreciate it. I feel the same about you, Tom.
well, thank you. I appreciate that. And it's hard to hear that sometimes for me. Like, I'm not a good compliment taker, but I know from you, because we've talked and you've shown
Right.
me that you love me and you care about me. So it's easier when your brother says I love you, instead of like someone you barely know. So
Right.
Kev, you're
Exactly.
my brother. You're my brother in Kev. You're my brother in cards. And when I say brother and Kev, I mean Kev Smith. Now that I know you're a huge fan,
Now
we'll
I,
have to
I
talk
have
more.
now I have to try to watch Clerks this weekend. I got to see if it's on Netflix. Probably isn't. I have to watch
No, it's not on Netflix.
it. Maybe it's on Hulu.
It might be on something like that. I mean, I'm sure you can rent it on Amazon.
That's true.
And I
Yeah.
know people don't really want to rent stuff anymore. And
I
I
have the
feel ya.
DVD somewhere, but like that's collecting dust probably.
Mine are all right there. I have two versions of Clerks. I have the original and I have the Clerks 10, which is like
Oh, nice.
12 years old.
That's awesome. So good. Such a great movie.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites. Well, I'm gonna play the thing and then I'm gonna dip right out because I gotta use the restroom.
All right, you feel better.
All right, thanks, Kev. I love you. Thanks again, and
So,
we'll have you back on soon. All right, I'm gonna
all right,
play
sounds
my
good.
outro, and you can just close on out and head on out.